show respect, step back, no need for space invasion. Stop saying your room number at the day's end, let the girl dance. That's really all she came for. $1 million dress probably came from the thrift store. Even though she seems to be exactly what you wish for, she's never coming in on your transistor. Don't matter if you're rich or piss poor, she's out of your league and in a different sport. The answer is no, you ain't got a chance. She's out of your league, just let the girl dance. No sleeping allowed though, you just get a glance. Don't try to swing game, yo, just let the girl dance. The answer is no, you ain't got a chance. She's out of your league, just let the girl dance. You can watch her soul blow from a distance, but give her some space, son, let the girl dance.
Hey everybody, I'm Randy Silvas.
And I'm Tony Mollick.
Welcome back to SLOTRODS.
The day's finally come. SLOTRODS proudly presents the 724 versus the 124th scale Street Outlaws. In this episode, you're going to see a race between 10 of the fastest cars from the 724 versus 10 of the fastest cars from the 405 and Memphis.
From the 405, we have 5 OG cars. We got the Little Murder Nova, the Mini 57.
This car's real-life counterpart was in a catastrophic crash earlier this year. The driver was okay, but the car was destroyed. So tonight, we raced this car in tribute.
We have the miniature Sinister Camaro.
And this is the OG Sinister Camaro with the prominent silver stripes. That was the tricky part about making these cars. These guys have had different versions of these cars throughout the seasons of Street Outlaws, and I realized at a certain point I just had to pick whatever version it was that I liked the most and go with it.
I guess we could call this one Little Big Chief. This is a miniature version of the Crow.
And, of course, this is the version of the Crow from the 2021 season.
And this crazy looking contraption is a Dodge Dart with a Dodge Daytona wing and nose cone. And this will be the Dominator car.
We'll talk more about why this car looks this way a little later.
And from the Memphis family, we have the Keiser, which was the 65 Malibu she ran for the past few seasons.
We have the little Hummingbird, and in real life, JJ the Boss wrecked this car. And though it still competes, it looks a little bit different these days. That powder blue 67 Malibu is the mini Tomkat, and no one can miss Old Hemi.
Ziptie made it in as well, but was finished just in time.
This car is driven by JJ's wife Trisha Wayne, and in real life this was wrecked at the same time as the Hummingbird. And both of them survived the crash, and we raced these cars tonight in honor of those two, and we're just glad you both made it.
And they will be racing the 724 team that was established in Season 2, Episode 8 of SLOTRODS.
If y'all haven't binged the older episodes of SLOTRODS yet, you really need to catch up.
And hopefully you like and subscribe while you do. Alright folks, let's get this party started. The teams will face off in randomly picked pairs. First team to 16 victories wins the race.
Here's your first round. Hemi Thunder versus Murder Nova, Keiser versus Beelzebug, Tomkat versus GeTx, the 57 versus the Batmobile, Prince versus Dominator, the Crow versus Slick Trick, Hummingbird versus the Lambo, Cannonball versus Old Heavy, Sinister Camaro versus Valentine, and Ziptie versus Deora.
Round 1, race 1 will be Hemi Thunder versus Murder Nova.
Four rolling. Oh, looks like something's wrong with Murder Nova at the starting line.
Four rolling.
Tires broke, he got out of his lane, and the motor shut off.
And the first victory goes to the 724 by default. Somebody get some weight in the front end of that Nova before the next round.
Round 1, race 2, we got Keiser versus Beelzebug.
Four rolling.
And per usual, Beelzebug gets a hit.
It was a perfect start for Beelzebug, and she managed to win by a car length, but paid the price just past the finish line.
Man, that car either wins, wrecks, or both. No in between for that car.
Ah, that bug lost a little paint, but she'll keep racing. She's double tough.
Round 1, race 3. We've got GeTx versus the Tomkat.
Four's rolling.
Keith got the jump and got that Tomkat by a car length.
Hold off on that 724 victory dance, Tony. Looks like Keith had a case of the happy thumbs. You gotta watch it real close in slow motion, but he starts rolling right before the light comes on.
And that gives the Outlaw team their first win of the night.
Round 1, race 4 is that beautiful 57 versus Tony in the Batmobile. That bet got out of there pretty quick. Are you sure you didn't jump the light?
Nope, it was a clean start. I think the 57 was just a little sleepy on the trigger.
Round 1, race 5. We got Prince versus the Dominator.
Okay, now for the explanation. In March of 2021, Dominator released this picture on his Twitter feed. So everyone that saw it assumed this would be his new car, but he never did build it. So this was the same time I was building his car for this race, and once said, once done, Dom, so here's your car. It's a Daytona Dart. Hope you like it.
Dominator got the jump on him, but that 59 Stingray is an absolute beast, and still remains the 724's only undefeated car.
The Dominator car made a hell of a pass, it just wasn't quite enough.
Round 1, race 6, a former number 1 car, Slick Trick, versus Chief in the GTO.
Chief stole a hit and got out about a half a car on it.
And that looks to be all that he beat you by as well.
Every one of these Street Outlaws cars is built to be a potential winner. This should be 50-50 at best.
Round 1, race 7, the Lambo versus JJ's Hummingbird.
Four's rolling.
Looks like the Hummingbird just barely got you off the line, Randy. But he managed to put a car length on you before the finish.
Round 1, race 8, another former number 1 car for the 724, QeTM in the Cannonball versus Old Heavy.
Four's ready.
They left together.
But the Cannonball did what the Cannonball does. By the 3:30 mark, that race was over.
Round 1, race 9 is the Crystal Skull trophy holder, Valentine, versus the Sinister Camaro from Oklahoma.
Four's good. Four's good.
Kelly got that nomad out first and just kept stretching that Camaro out, buddy.
Yeah, she made a hell of a pass.
That brings us to the last race of the first round. Deora versus Ziptie.
There's Ziptie, folks.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty one there. What happened to Ziptie?
That looked like a loose crown gear. Of course, it didn't do that at Test and Tune. They never do. Somebody crank that gear down. We got a lot of racing to do yet.
The score is 7-2-4-7 and the Outlaws 3. And here are the races for round 2.
Round 2, race 1 is Keith and the Hemi Thunder versus the Queen of the Streets in the Keiser.
Doors on it. Doors on it.
Now that's a drag race. Hemi Thunder takes it by a fender.
The score is now the 7-2-4-8 wins and the Outlaws 3.
Round 2, race 2, Deora versus Murder Nova. Hopefully they got the Murder Nova's light front end issues worked out.
Looks like they did. The Murder Nova just beat one of the fastest cars in the 724.
And beat them bad. Looks like the Outlaws are starting to get it worked out.
Oh.
And it looks like he stuck the landing too.
Yeah, you could call it that. I hope the Murder Nova's alright for the next round.
The score is the 7-2-4-8 and the Outlaws 4. Remember, they're racing to 16, so there's plenty of time for the Outlaws to rally. So the 724 better not take their foot off the gas.
Round 2, race 3, Slick Trick versus Sinister Camaro.
They left the line together. Looked like Slick Trick got out ahead at first.
And it looks like Camaro tried to reel him back in, but just ran out of real estate. And that brings the final score for today to 9-4 in favor of the 724. But this is still anybody's ball game.
We will be back soon with the exciting conclusion of the mini Street Outlaws versus the 724. So until next time, on behalf of the rest of the 724, I'm Tony Mollick,
And I'm Randy Silvas.
and you've been watching SLOTRODS.
She got so much style, it's ridiculous. The type of girl to witness all the wishes. All the bitches call her vicious, cause she got that something that they all are missing. Type of girl to make your mother mean, make a straight girl wanna trade to the other team. Take a loyal man and foil his plans. He'll destroy his whole fam just for demands. And she won't even notice, she's focused on some bigger things. A lovely lotus as a bonus, she can trick a fang. Follow the feet, it's a solid defeat, but the call of the beat is all that she seeks. She relies on a butcher for eyeballing meat. Only goes to the club for the $5 drinks. Even though she ain't paid for one yet, she ain't teasing. She just ain't trying to leave the dance floor for no reason. Let the girl dance, don't interrupt. Nothing less than Patron in her cup. Gawkers all around, stalkers in the background. A portrait of some sad clowns that lost in love. It's simpler than Simon, cause she ain't trying to find a buzz. She don't need no kind of drugs, she's shining like a diamond does. With some friends after work to blow some steam off, using fake names the whole time to throw your team off. The answer is no, you ain't got a chance. She's out of your league, just let the girl dance. No creeping allowed though, you just get a glance. Don't try to strip game, yo, just let the girl dance. The answer is no, you ain't got a chance. She's out of your league, just let the girl dance. You can watch her soul glow from a distance, but give her some space, son, let the girl dance. Every move she make is a mystery that can instantly change the course of history. Or is it just me? She dances sexy without getting naked. It's working, looks good when she wakes up, perfect without working. Other girls